Ew. No microphone. There's a microphone. I get a microphone. Okay. All right. Ew. I'm gonna do this live again. I did my um installation on did my comparison video. If you watch it, days on channel, so you can look out for that. I said that's be on the channel one of these. But what I'm trying to do now is I'm gonna design something in DesignShop. I'm not really a fan of this program, but it works. It does some stuff I can't do with Patch Embroidery 3. So if you have Embroidery 3, there's things you can do in here that you can't do over there, and there's also things there you can't do in here. But it is what it is. Everybody do their own things. I have that comparison video coming up. That's available. You can watch that. But what I'm gonna try to do now is I have to design something, and I'm gonna bring it in. I want to design it in here because I think I'm okay-ish, good enough for patch 3. So I wanted to use this program. See if there's something I'm missing or what I can and can't do while I'm designing stuff. I have designed stuff. I am just bad stuff. All right, let's do this. Get off of that. All right. Well, first I want to design is a I'm pulling a blank. Oh, um, Air Force thing that I want to put on a keychain here. And how I do it, I start. I mean, I can come straight here and just. Oh, let me do that. I want to do two. I'm gonna do two. I'm gonna use their fonts for. This is the first thing I'm gonna try. Try their thing. I mean, they do have a bunch of nice fonts in here, so it's not a bad thing. It's just that the fonts that I'd like to use are in here. So my Air Force here. I'm gonna do two of them. Right, so then I have to make it the size that I want. At that height. Size I need is height. That's good enough. Height for a keychain. That's it. So I want to make it longer though. Out to about 5 inches. Then I need to find a font that I want. You know, I like to do funky things. Funky Town. Air Force up. I'm gonna find a different one. Air Force. I don't like straight lines. I'm not a straight line person. Y'all haven't noticed with all my designs I have it. I'm not a fan of straight lines. But let's use this one. This one looks pretty. No, I don't like how to see. Try a different one. Aha. There it is. The Air Force. Now let's export this. Do it just like this. Downloads folder because we want to find it. something, doesn't really matter what it is. There, then I'm gonna pull it in. Now, I saved it the wrong way. Good thing I didn't close it. I never close these things. Leave them alone. Change this. Then I can find it. Yeah, see, everybody makes mistakes. I do too. David, especially when you're trying to rush, you tend to make mistakes when you rush. So, good thing to slow down. Really slow down. Now I can bring it over. Yep, I can bring it in. Perfect. There it is. You paste it up. Why can't that be? Nope. You can't bring one project other. Can't I do that? Why can't I copy from project? Not here. I can't bring it in. How do I paste it in? Can't bring. Maybe. Ah, there it is. Right. Does it bring it? Oh, nope. It crashed the program. Can't bring it in. That's fun. So that's one problem I've noticed already. Can't bring can't bring one thing from one side. Well, actually bring it in from there, but if I open up a file, okay, I can bring it in like that, but I can't left click or right click or whatever click that is, and then I can't paste it in. See that? I'm not allowed to paste it in from the clicky buttons. Nope, insert don't let you do that either. So there's no copy and paste. Oh, oh, there it is. It's an edit, and then Control V. So let me try that. Open up that design again. Bring that in. Ah, there it is. That's how you bring it in. Perfect. That's what I wanted to say. Nope, we don't. I wanted CD. Perfect. That's how that. So you have to use Control V, or you gotta go all the way up in here, edit file, and hit why it's not down here with the rest of this? I guess a lot of people don't copy and paste. Zooming. That's why it's not in here. Copy and paste all the time. Well, here's what it is. On my program. I don't design it. I can't tell them how to design their program. I'm gonna see if I can stretch this, fit this one. That's the same length, both of them. Now let's see if we can get these. You can click this button here and it make the whole thing bigger. Perfect. The stitching. Now I want to see if I can bring all this stuff. This is this is where I struggle with this program. Where I struggle so much. But it would comes to bringing in this thing. Go through this walkthrough. Gives you satin stitching, spacing. This is the thing that I can't do with Hatch embroidery. It won't let you export. You won't be able to export satin stitching up beyond 14 millimeters. Whereas this program gives you the option to extend your satin stitching beyond nice. This is one of like the biggest reasons why you get your satin stitching like really wide. I've never tested to see how big I can get it. Second thing I'm going to do, take this program right here. I just installed it. Just yet. Bring it up. Bring it up. Right here. Right, so this one is Embroidery Studio. Embroidery Studio 2025, right? So I'm gonna install it on this computer. And I'm gonna try to see if I can get that program also designed by Wilcom. If you have Hatch Embroidery 3 and you have Wilcom and sorry, if a Hatch Embroidery 3, again, it don't go past 14 millimeters, 13 millimeters. All right. And with Hatch Embroidery, with that, sorry, with the Embroidery Studio, man, there's so much embroidery names there, and they're like off by like a little bit. Uh, so so the Embroidery Studio, I'm going to see if I can get that one to go past for 13 millimeters like Hatch. Hopefully that program does it, because then that would be worth buying for anyone who wants to make large embroidery satin stitches, and it's really just satin stitch that really matters over there. I want to see if it can get me, especially on my Melco, to go past 13. Let me set up a chat. So if anybody wants to join this chat and meeting and ask me questions while I create this design, nice. Not it is. Lock some the chat box. There it is. That's that code. You can join me and ask me questions as I talk about this stuff. Right here, here. Make Sean. There it is. Bring this down here. Join the conversation. Actually, see screen over here. That I want to screen sharing, and then to bring my camera over here somewhere. There, right here's good. Perfect. Bigger. All right. There's that. Okay. Let me make this a little smaller because it's kind of way. Perfect. Perfection. All right. If anybody wants to join the conversation, you can always join the conversation by using that button. Now, let me get back to this signing thing. I'm going to bring this stuff in. And like I said, I've always had a problem using this program. I'm bringing in images from outside to run inside DesignShop Professional. I'm gonna get that going. Figure it out. I can actually hit the auto convert button. Not a fan of the auto convert button. Does it all kind of weird way. It doesn't really like just one uniform across the board over placing that hours trying to get rid of all the little stitching, everything else. We can step it through. You can do you can add elements and remove them. Like I don't want to fill the desired holes, holes to fill. The numbers here are sequence of how it's going to stitch out. That's number one. And it's going to go here, then three there. That's weird. So that's the sequence it's going to be stitching. Hit that and edit the sequence. Edit the sequence. Think. There it is. See? It changed the sequence. Numbers are changed. So if I want to do so if I pick one, 4. Okay, so okay, that one, 2, 5, 6, 6, 3. There it is. I want it on. All like that. Straight down the line. Right? But click on the insert element. So I can put my start button here. First. Start again. So 3, 4, 5. Okay, got it. Now cool. I can do this and it goes stitch from the middle out. Change the direction. Okay, so again, the sequence is still not right. All right, I do 1, 2. I can change that later. Go to next. You can add slices and direction. I don't select anything. Add this direction. Add this. That. 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 And that. Excuse me. Now, how can I change this to satin fill? Here. Next color. And that's it. That was simpler. I did something wrong the last time I did it. This came out a lot easier now. Delete anymore. And now I need to change the font of this one. This one's fairly simple. Go up here, gotta find block font. So, like I said, this is where this program kind of comes in simply because it has so much font built into the program. You don't really have to worry too much about where font from. Have them all built in. I guess that's $1,000 for. This is what I'm paying for it, and I'm still not happy. But that's just me. Micro, you get the little micro ones. Nice. Colored. There are the 2 color fonts. Colors to and written. Penmanship 1, they look penmany. Marker. Are these fonts that are on my computer? Oh, here are the ones that are on my. There it is. Yep, that's definitely. See, it brought it in and it looked kind of messed up. Holes all that. No, that might be a part of the font. That is probably a part of the font. Actually, not bad. Type fonts. Two type fonts are all the ones you bring in yourself. They did that one really good. So I'm guessing that's what you pay for with the $4,000. You can bring your fonts in and they tend to get implemented relatively like-ish. Guessing there's always an ups and downs for everything. That going therefore did the same thing, same one again. My bad. I'm just looking up random fonts. I'm really picking it special. Oh, look at that one. The code. I had to dive into that one, fix it. I, push out Air Force. But that one's not Air Force. Let's do this. I'm learning as I go along, people's. So, see, I told it to do my You don't listen. I told it I want my satin stitches big, but yet still for some reason it didn't give me my satin stitch. Back in here, find it. Yes, I have to make. Nope. No, I didn't. You know what? I was wrong. I didn't tell this one to make my satin stitches big. I did it in the first half. Never, never did it in this one. That's my fault. There it is. Now my satin big. Hit apply. And this thing, park it here. Can I park it somewhere? I can't park it anywhere. It's just here, all in my face. Bring it to this. Still gonna be in the way. Whatever. There we go. I have to turn all of these here. Ooh, come on. That one. Whole thing. Oh, first I have to change the properties. Here, density fills. Type. Okay. And see, I did tell it I want my satin stitches, but I guess it didn't take it in the import thing, so I'll have to set it here again. 20 meters, and there we go. Perfect. Now I need to want to make sure this thing's set. Nope, only when necessary. I've tried to find a spot in here where I can make that permanent option. Oh, this is scale, file association, option, tie and tie off. No tie stitches, tie stitches, tie off stitches. This is design checker. So that checks the design for any issues and you can tell it what to check for. But I want to make my change option. This thing right here, want every time I open up a document, this is always tying off. Always. That's what I'm trying to. and that's filter. Go to editor, alphabet editor, change the alphabets. I don't editor, alphabet hoop setup, batch converter, cost factor. You can actually make it calculate how much. So you can calculate how much every design is gonna cost based off putting here. So current cost per stitch is 4,800. It costs somebody $4.80. Stitch that out. Pretty neat. Scale factor. You can set stuff to scale at a specific size, length, position, status. I mean, okay, like I say, it has its perks. It has its use. It has it's it does. Security information. Check for updates. Settings where the audit image. This is how you literally set up the Melco OS software, the one that runs the machine. They said that, and I am going to change something, but this is not what I want to change. So I'm not going to not change it. That's something. So, okay, so let me explain this. If you want to make specific changes on your where you run it, so I'd so speed, I'd have to put at 1,000. Gotta use a clicker to get the numbers down. Still run thread speed 100. This is the material thickness. If you notice, you see how the material thickness changes. This is what's on the machine. So if you use them, if you're stitching stuff on your machine, this is what you use your tension. This is all like the auto tension. Therm length, short, long, medium, auto feeder, lower limit is 3, upper limit stuff sequence. You can change all this stuff here. That's not what I want to change. I want this tie on, tie off. I'm trying to find it. So, like I said, it's not here. You can't set it by default. Another thing I don't understand because the machine, I don't know if I said it before in one of the videos, that you need this machine to tie in and tie off constantly. Dude, that's it. Machine needs to tie in and tie off. Okay. And you can run it at high speeds without ever worrying about the threads not coming. That's just something to notice. So I'm switch that to always. All my elements. Double click on it. Tie in and tie off. And see the only one necessary. Back to always. For stitches, 3 you can actually make wider. Fault. And also change. That's the tie off. Auto trim. So long it will trim. That you don't trim, it just fix that before and go all the way across the screen. All right, scale. Scaling. There's V style. Change the style. Different type of fabric. Fabric style. Heavy knit, light knit. Puff. If you're doing those puff stitching, right? Now, one thing I don't have on here, and I'm looking it up. I hope I can find it. How to make a gray satin stitch. I want this column, straight line, single line, center line, These are just lines. The complex fill. That's your lettering. That's your laydown stitch. Want one. And this is just to add in trims, jumps, sequence eject where it just push it out, insert or eject sequence. So that's if I want this thing to pop out, I want this thing to push the machine bed out at certain points of the design. I'm not doing it. Let me try this. I want to change the angle on here. Now, on do I turn? Nope. That. You can turn off the stitching so you can just the lines. Hide graphics. Graphics is off already, so on or off. Then what I don't have is my stitch angle. There it is right there. Okay. That's the stitch angle, but as you can see, I can't touch this. Won't show me the stitch angle. But I see everything else but the stitch angle. Right? So to get to this angle, I have to go here and start this direction, and then there it is. Oh, weird. Oh. And I can't just jump from one to the next, which is it brings that up instead of jumping to the other one that I need to work on. I have to escape, go to the other one, and then hit stitch angle again before I can get escape. I can do start stop the way at this one. I want to connect all of these. Then I have to tell this thing now also. Um, uh, Connection thinks pattern auto stitch. Let's say gotta take my compensation. I don't use a or I don't parameters. So the stitch lengths that I mess with to get my to adjust for my pole compensation. Slice overlap in addition. So to do that, I'm gonna have to make my own connections. Let's grab this and here like that. Okay. Enter. Okay, good. I'll drop it over and then drops it in. And I can come this one. Enter and then that's it. Now I need to put it in the right place or they won't. Well, color to blue. I wow. See now it can see that's how it connected right there. So because I want this first, bring it to the top. That's here. now they're in sequence. I could have also did the sequence thing that does sequence like this. Oh, let's change type shadow. Oh, so let's see. Separation. Auto sequence. There it is. Double walk 20 points. Minimum color change. Ooh, and hit OK, and there it is. Boom. Did the sequencing for me. Start with this. Start with this first. Oh, see, started backwards. I don't want it to do that. Need the auto sequence. Operate. Auto sequence. Ah, there it is. So you do it once, you flip it one way, do it the second time, you flip it the other way. Perfect. That worked out great. Right, and then now to go back in and change all the stitch angles. One is to change the stitch, but they make it so not easy to change anything in. Can I do it from just left clicking? Operation. Change element, change vector, change auto sequence. Like, show mode. Nope. Nope, it didn't give me the option I'm looking for. So I have to go over here again just to reach my auto sequence to get my insert stitch direction. There it is. Find it again. There it is. Good. I have to here, click on this. Is there a shortcut for this button? There needs to be a shortcut for this button. View ruler has to be a shortcut. Be a shortcut because that's driving me nuts. Ruler, toolbar, property, display. I select all ruler, property. Nope. You see, there's shortcuts keys for almost everything. Here, stitch come. There's none for design, fill, vector lettering, trim, auto design, blah blah blah. Checks. Shadow element. And I look like I have more to. Yeah, I got more to. Because I need to know what that shortcut key is. Factor scale batch windows. Not going there. So I'm gonna have to do it the long way. Keep going back and forth. Right. Escape. There it is. Escape. Gotta go back up here again. Like this one. One again. Seriously, this no offense, but this is taking. Now you get cool. And no, I'm not gonna show you how to do it faster in Hatch 3. Not gonna happen. I'll show you in maybe Embroidery Studio, but not Hatch 3. Oh, and I need to adjust my oh oh there it is. Nope, I got it connected. Right now see No, good. See, it runs straight across. It won't stop. It'll stop at the end of air, then start back on F, and then run all the way down over to E. The machine won't stop for anything. Start point of this one is perfect, and then there. Yep, that's perfect. This one that runs by itself, I don't have to touch anything here. It looks decent. What I'm going to do though is up the density both of so on the both satin stitches densities, whatever. Oop, density. All right, so I'm going to each density individually. You know, let me see, break this apart. Property, operation, convert to wireframe. Perfect. All right. Now I got rid of a letter. It's no longer a letter. It's a wireframe, and if it breaks it apart in wireframe, don't want it. That's not connected. Alrighty, so we need to connect these. We're gonna get our little line tool. Bad boys. Get our auto sequence of sense, but this is taking a while. Auto sequence, worth it at. Eyes, my again, because I'm starting it here. Perfect. Get this one. Jump all the way there. That's where it begins. Connect is that like a connecting to the next thing? Not here, right. Other one. That makes it. There's another one here. Uh, Let me do the auto sequencing. Oh, there it is. Perfect. So travel thread, 20 points. So I'm gonna take that down to 5. Across the map. Put a trim in here. Right there. Perfect. Done. It's gone. Okay. That's done. Oh, that's that. So that's what it's gonna look like. All right. Oh, and I want to do the and I'm gonna do the test on my because I didn't do that the last time I made the video on if I can get Hatch. Oh, sorry, Embroidery Studio to make longer than 50 millimeter satin stitching. Like I said, the Hatch embroidery did limit you, and it does limit you at 13 millimeters. Where this one, as you can, I can get up to 20 millimeter stitches, satin stitches out of them. And don't what it don't have is the puff. I don't. It doesn't have the raised satin. Hope they put that in an update. Put raised satin in it as an option because it doesn't have raised satin. Guessing they most people use puff. I like the raised satin look better. Personal opinion. I do their own thing. Go and yep, there's I have to do it each individual. I can select them all and then make the adjustment. Fill or I give them the option to. Even though they're all satin stitching, I can't make a longest change. Oh, let me see if I do it this way. Get rid of all the and there it is. Aha! That was my fault. So I highlighted these walk stitching. Okay, so if you like the walk stitching, it won't let you do a one time select and then do your density and all this other stuff. That's fine. Everybody, all of them do it. All of them do it. Even Hatchery, you have to select each one. That's awesome. I messed up. That was my fault. Take out my delay. This one, center walk. Perfect. This one is type side. I'm gonna got density. Density. It's weird how density works. If you bring it down, the density gets much more. See the number down here, jumping. The lower I make it, the denser it gets. But if you bring it higher, the less dense it gets. I didn't quite understand that. I don't think I ever will. But this is just how this program works. You have to make it less dense. Density. You have to turn down your density percentage to get it more dense. Not sure how that works, but it is what it is. Again, not my program. All right. And I'm gonna come back to this one. Same exact thing. So I'm gonna select them all. Go through. Get rid of anything that's not a satin stitch. And there is my density. Bring this down to net. All right. So those are my densities. And that these designs are finished. They're gonna go on keychains. I just have to stitch them out. They look. I have to come back in here. But for right now, what it is. Air Force. And then That's that thing. That whole thing's done. Science finished. I'm gonna put it on a machine. I'll show you what it looks like on a short or something. All right. So if you were here to see me how we do this, oh man, this one's not connected. Look at this, not connected. Why is it not? Oh, there's a no one. Don't want that. That's why you gotta pay attention to these. But it's still not connected. Yeah. Figure out why. There it goes. Oh, actually no. Got it. Everybody else connected, but either. Let me think when I change thing, my auto sequencing. This I need to make this 20 point. There they go. Now they're connected. Now they're connected. Change this back. How weird every time you do it like twice just properly. I don't know. This is how that program works, and I need to put a trim. Didn't connect, and that walk lines there. Connected again. Hopefully connected. Perfect. They're already connected again, so when it's stitched, just nope. Never mind. This the line here. Work. There we go. Now it's connected. Bring another one. Thanks. Oh, here. He's connected. Perfect. So I'm done. When you think you're done, you're not done. And there it is. See? Walk stitch. Walk stitch. You know, really. When I said embroidery is not easy, this is what I mean. It takes a while to get your signs down properly. Because trust me, it takes a while. I think this is just let me just digitize some stuff. No, those I can close. All right, cool. Now that's how this something wrong. Uh, a whole. All right, put another one next. Ah, that's what it was. I didn't finish making it. Yeah, put the one in and put the other piece. It didn't. How long have I been on here? I've been on here for an hour. That's been a while. That and it. Oof. Auto close. Whatever. I have to learn some more about this program. Gotta learn more because it seems to be a little trickier than I think it would be. Not very, like I said, it's not very user friendly. Get the job done. All right, and I'm gonna learn. I'm gonna find out about Embroidery Studio and see if I can get that. Okay, see if I can get that thing. Give me pattern stitching of over 20 millimeters because I remember Hatch 3 don't do it. Welcome makes the same software. All right. If you're watching, thank you for watching. If not, hey, it is what it is. Thanks again. Peace.